I wanted to talk confidence with you guys today because it's something that I lack and I know that a few others lack. And there's a few reasons that people lack confidence. Off the top of my head, I know that knowledge is one thing. So if you're in a situation or if you have to talk about a subject and you don't know it enough or you don't feel that you know it enough, your confidence is more likely to be quite low because you're unsure about a subject. And it's like if people ask you questions about it and you don't know the answers, then it's a good knock to the confidence. Likewise, I think sort of humiliation is a great way to cripple your confidence, or at least it is for me. The last couple of years, things have been a bit crazy. So I feel very timid and almost embarrassed, I think is the best way. If people speak to me, like ask how things are, it's my lack of confidence through my embarrassment almost to turn to them and say, this is the situation that I'm in. It kind of puts me in a very vulnerable like position in that I don't really want to be in and around people until I feel less embarrassed about my situation. Like I have to build up myself up so that I can get out of this situation. But those are, for me, the two main things. Like your self-image, if you like, and just your general knowledge on subjects. Obviously, there are a lot more things out there that play into confidence, and some of them are just on the surface things, and some of them are quite deep. But for me, those two are big things. Now, knowledge is obviously something that you can kind of overcome in a way because you can always keep learning stuff and you can keep growing. But it's all your own perspective of stuff. You can learn and know everything in the world, but still feel that you lack confidence because maybe you lack experience, or just maybe just the sort of person that you are. If you've been shut down day after day after day after day after day, you're never going to have that sort of confidence in trusting yourself and your own abilities. And likewise, I suppose for me, that sort of embarrassment, that really kicks my confidence. It's one of those things that I don't know how to explain it. It is confidence around other people because of how I see myself is something that really squashes. I have these moments, don't get me wrong, where this week has been one of the toughest weeks for confidence. Just recording a video has been hard enough because it's like I'll turn the camera on and I'll sit there and it's like all the words are in my head and I can feel that I'm saying them, but I just clam up because what am I trying to say? From what position am I trying to say anything? Honestly, because of how I see myself, I don't feel like I'm in any right to try and talk to anybody about anything. You know, I'm not coming from a higher point of view with experience and knowledge to pass on. I'm coming from my own perspective from the bottom. And I'm sitting here trying to talk to people about stuff and trying to, help people out or just trying to open their eyes on something. But talking from a level that I personally see myself as lower than pretty much most anybody else. It's not a right position to speak from when you're trying to, just talk to people and maybe offer them a little bit of something. I guess the thing is, a lot of my strength, in a way, comes from you, the viewers, because a lot of people are saying that I've helped. I don't really see how or understand how that I've helped, but it's nice that I have helped in some way. But also the information that you pass on to me as well. I've got a huge, massive reading list on stuff. And then it's like situations like this, right? So I hear voices in the background. There are people there, as I've just looked. I'm not going insane. And I'm tucked away a little bit, but there is a confidence in, I want perfect silence, I want perfect isolation, because I feel embarrassed, I feel embarrassed doing this. Nobody knows in my real world about this channel. Nobody knows about me doing this. I don't feel confident in doing it, and yet I feel confident enough to put myself on the internet in front of millions of potential people to see it. Like, it's messed up and I don't understand it, don't get me wrong. But as I was saying, like, I don't feel that I can speak on it from my perspective because I'm down here rather than speaking from a higher position. But it's you guys that give me this little bit of confidence because I read the comments and I see that there's a lot of similar people out there to me. And I think that was, in the back of my head, something that I wanted to reach out to others and say, hey, we're not alone. It doesn't make my confidence level, like, I'm not here, you see, some influencers and some people through the world are just like striving on the confidence. They feed off of all this attention and stuff. And for me, honestly, it's not particularly changed my internal self-view or anything like this. I just found it very interesting because every time I feel that I want to talk about subject matters, I do sometimes clam up. I don't know why. I think it's because of how deeply something is that I want to say. I think not necessarily like personally, but maybe how the issue sits with me. And it's like I don't want to just stand and waffle and get it out there. I just want to talk to you guys about the things, but having the confidence to do so is tough. It really is tough. Confidence isn't something that I've been through my life. I've rather been the person behind the camera than the person in front of the camera. I don't like the attention. I don't like the focus. I've always been drilled in with that attitude of you work hard and people don't have to see it. It doesn't mean that you're not working hard enough. And it was the same playing rugby. Like, you put a good shift in defensively, you know, you'd hold your own line, but you know, one person do something good and they'd get all the praise for it. And you kind of, in that situation, you learn to be comfortable with your abilities and realize that if you don't support yourself, I guess, not everybody's going to see what you do as anything good, despite the fact it could be the greatest thing in the world. Somebody's always going to do something smaller and get more praise for it. Maybe that explains a little bit of why I'm like I am. You know, maybe I felt like I've always tried to do the best, and it's just been accepted that that's what it is. And I think that plays into a part of why I don't like, and why I don't understand, or why I don't know how to take when people give me praise, because I never had that when I thought I deserved it. You know, you do something that was good, or, you know, in the sporting world, phenomenal, and people are just like, yeah, okay, cool. It's almost like that was expected of you, so we're not going to give you praise for it. But confidence is a very strange thing. It really is. I don't really know how to fully make yourself confident in all areas of life. Obviously, like I say, in aspects of life where you don't necessarily know a subject. For example, when I used to work at Bronze Foundry, we used to have open days, and people would come around and ask you loads of questions. I am not the sort of person who enjoys speaking to people in that respect and just telling them about processes and stuff. I don't feel confident. But in my time there, because it was such a small workforce, I built up a lot of knowledge around the area, which meant if anybody asked me questions, I was happy to do it. As well as the fact that my boss, because I'm sort of, how do I say this? I'm the youngest one there. I'm a little bit more switched on. Take that as you like. My people skills are actually not that bad, which surprises me because I'm really not a people person. I'm not. But my people skills are not that bad if they need to be, you know, pretty good. So when people will come round, my boss will say, hey, speak to him. He'll tell you everything you need to know. And it's like, whew, this is being thrown in at the deep end. But because of the knowledge that I built up, because I listened to my boss and listened to the guy that I work with, ask lots of questions about stuff that you don't necessarily need to know. What's the melting point of the wax that we use? Who needs to know that? Who cares about that? But it's just having all that extra little details that give you this confidence of, if they ask me a question, I can answer it. And there is a fine line between having confidence and arrogance. And I sometimes worry that I skirt that line, and maybe that's why I have a problem with confidence, because I don't like the idea of becoming arrogant. So I'm very apprehensive of feeling confident, because I don't want to portray this image of just this arrogant dick. But it is easy. You're capable of overcoming confidence if the issue is knowledge. That is something you can do. As for, like myself, the confidence due to how you view yourself, that's a lot more work, in my opinion, because that's a lot of work trying to undo whatever it is that the problem is up here that makes you feel and see yourself in such a low or negative light. I haven't got the answers to that one, not yet. That's pretty much something that I'm working on. There's a lot of talking to yourself better and just trying to shut out the demons, and it's tough. It is tough. But yeah, that's why I'm out here in the middle of no man's land, just recording this video, because I don't know whether I'm on a scale or something, but like I say, trying to do this video at home, I couldn't do it through fear of being heard. I couldn't just walk out like I usually do, because I don't like holding a camera in my face and talking to a camera. It's not the place to do it. So that's why I'm out here, tucked away in pretty much no man's land, trying to record it to take myself out of the way of people as much as I can. And I like nature so much, it's pretty cool. Oh, before we go, I'm just going to show you this. This is my tripod right now. So yeah, I just had to make this. I wedged this in between two trees. This branch goes backwards, sits on a little nut on that tree, and this just kind of sits here. My phone was kind of sat in here. Sometimes you just have to make do and mend. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this one. Let me know how you see confidence, please. I appreciate it, and take it easy, and bye for now.